Uh, it's way over your head.
It's way over your head.
Um, my first thought is like cloud.
Clouds. Your head's in the clouds.
No, not in the clouds, under the clouds.
Oh.
But that does not seem to be here. Um, birds. Letter.
Letter.
Lasmo.
Lasmo.
feel like I feel like this is Telasmo.
Tilasmo. What's a tilasmo?
Telasmo. I feel like something's here. Poo.
Poo.
Pooer.
Oh. Is that you?
Yeah, I'm a pooer. Um Nest. Nest?
Nest.
Um po- Plane?
Plain. Interesting,
No.
yeah.
Jeez. Uh it's way over my head.
It's way over your head.
Maybe can I get a ceiling? Ceiling? Nope. What is way over my head? Maybe it's like space stuff. Space. Space. Can I find the word space? Space. Space. Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Okay.
Okay.
So then we got the moon. We've got space. How?
Space tool.
Tout. This is part of the span word. Space. Oh, wait. Ow.
Huh?
1 second. 1 second. Outer space.
Ah, you got there.
Um. No. No.
Terra would be Earth.
No, I'm not trying to make tarot. I was thinking like terrestrial.
Yeah. Terrestrial has a root word of terra, which means Earth.
No, I thought you were saying tarot.
Oh, no, I said terra.
No.
No.
No. Nat. Nat. G. No, there's no J. No Jupiter. Um. Tell. All the letters for telescope are up here, but I don't.
Is a telescope way over your head?
No, but it's a space thing. Sat. About sat. Light. Sat. Sat. Light.
There you go. You just had to figure out spelling.
Comet.
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 Comet. Comment.
Comment down below what your favorite space word is.
What's your favorite celestial body? Let us know in the comments. Tinlanast. Pass. Orbit. Nope. Tenal. Now pass. 2 words here. I think this is the end of the word. And Saturn.
Satyr.
Satyr. Or Tess Tessitor. Asteroid. And then tin pal.
Tin pal.
Lapnet.
Lapnet?
Oh, planet. Planet. There we go.
There you go.
Wasn't too hard today.
Yeah.
Wasn't too hard today.
Yeah, you got the theme. You got the words. Yeah, you didn't have too many spelling hiccups. The span word was a little tricky today with how it like loops around.
Yeah, like it does the loopies. Oh, this.
It's a big mini.
Do they just do big minis on Saturdays? Is that like a thing?
I think that's a thing.
Thermometer reading for short? What?
For short means abbreviated.
Oh, temp. What the letters of Roy G. Biv stand for? Oh, I know this one. What is this? 5. Oh. I mean colors, but it's not plural. Roy G. Biv. I mean, it's RGB, red, green, blue. Or is Roy G. Biv something else?
Roy G. Biv is the colors of the rainbow as like an acronym.
Oh. That's too many letters. I'll come back.
I think you might have been right with colors.
Colors? But it's not plural.
What the letters plural of Roy G. Biv stand for.
Totally rad. No clue. Equivalent of 160 bottles of beer. On the wall? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Spanish. How many letters is it? 3? A ton? Not a Ron. A ton.
Potentially.
I already took my meds. Spanish for aunt.
3 letters.
3 letters. I feel like I knew this at one point.
I learned this from a Haka tweet.
Pink pearls are classic ones. Is that like a saying or something?
I don't know.
Devious. Male cats or turkeys? The 2 blank second volume. Oh, the 2 towers.
So ton wouldn't be right.
Yeah, the 2 towers. Which means that this is wrong.
Gracefully
Which means that colors is probably right. Gracefully, elegant. Elegante.
Oh, okay. The beer thing makes sense now.
Oh, a keg. Is like 165 bottles like the equivalent of a keg?
Like, I guess a keg can maybe fill 165 bottles or something. I don't know.
5 down. Serving at a birthday party. Cake. June, July, August, etc.
So because the clues
are abbreviated, so it's month.
Yes.
The 76ers or the 49ers are numbers.
They're sports teams, but starting with PR, I don't know what it is.
Self-satisfied smile. Well, smiles all, so smugs? No, it's one letter short.
You can put that S at the end, though, if you want.
Self-satisfied smile.
I've got an idea for it.
Piece of 5 down. Slice. No. Wedge?
I think it's just the same word. Because piece of cake is like a saying.
Oh. Improvement of a web page's visibility for short. Isn't that like SEO? S S Yeah,
Uh,
something like that.
I would maybe do like at least one crossword first.
Totally rad.
Actually, you can put in SEO based on what I know 14 is. That could probably fit.
Totally rad. A win? I feel like something's got to be wrong here. I've never heard of whatever the fuck this could be.
The thing
Spanish
is, like, I'm pretty sure all the other words are right.
Pink pearls are classic ones. Era 13 across. Devious. Sneaky? No. Sneer? No, there's no E at the end of sneer. Devious. No. Male cats or turkeys? No.
Have you not heard of 14 across?
Is it maybe like Tom's?
It's Tom's. A tomcat.
Okay, well, that doesn't really help me with much else.
Yeah.
49ers and 76ers. Per prime, no. It, per, pro team. One second. Team. Pro team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
13 across. Devious. Sneer. Does sneer have an E at the end of it?
No.
Sneey.
Do you
Sneaky.
Can you figure out maybe like Spanish for aunt?
Tia?
Tia. There was a Haka tweet once with like a crow just like boastfully walking in the front door, and it was labeled like me coming for your tias and your mommies.
Self-satisfied smiles. Erase 11 across. Pink pearls are classic ones. Erase. What? I feel like something has to be wrong.
Something has to be wrong.
But like all of these words are like right.
Like we know it's the two towers. We know
it's
elegant. We know it's mun. Like maybe
protein makes sense.
Protein makes sense. SEO makes sense, but I could be open to it being wrong.
Maybe this cake is wrong.
Maybe that cake is wrong.
But even then, like
Tia
it wouldn't make
right.
this. Yeah. Erase. Yak.
Maybe it's era something.
Era. 6 down. No. Self-satisfied smile. A win.
Do you want me to tell you what I think self-satisfied smiles are?
Sure.
Smirks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But at least one square is a miss. Eraser. A win.
Yeah, let's.
Omk.
So let's work on. Let's get rid of 8 down first, because now I'm thinking sneaky makes sense.
Sneaky.
Yeah, like sneaky makes sense. So get rid of the K. We know Tia's right.
Sneaky.
Oh, it's erasers. Remember Pink Pearl erasers from our childhood? It was like a brand of eraser.
Never heard of it. Okay.
3 down is probably MOS. Muzz.
Awesome.
piece of cake means
Easy. Yeah. Okay.
That was a
This
tough
was
one.
a hard one.
We had to use our collective brain power to do that one.
This was a hard one.
But we did it.
I don't like this erasers one. I don't like the eraser one.
Did you not use pink pearl erasers as a kid?
No, I don't. I've never heard of that before. Oh yeah, it's a directive, not
It's a directive,
hint.
not a clue.
Sat, Wednesday, Tuesday, Sunday. I mean, if these aren't related, then I'm mad. How?
That's a red herring.
How? That's so fucked. And there's only 4 of them too.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do that, they need to put a 5th.
Smash that like button.
2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, I figured they were homophones. Sun, Saturday, May.
Well, you know they're not the days.
I know. I'm just saying words.
Well,
I'm just saying words.
Yeah. When you said Saturday, I got concerned about the
wed, tie, couple, unite. Put, laid, placed, sat. And then Sunday, wild May, wall.
Not Sunday.
Just sun. Oh,
just
sun. Wild sun, May. Maybe it's just like summer? I don't know how wall fits in though. Oh, flowers.
Sunflower, Mayflower,
wildflower. This one was easy, but it's also canceled because it pulled that shit.
It pulled that red herring.
Yeah, it pulled that crap.
But you didn't have trouble after you fell for the red herring.
That's just so that's just rude. Like they need to put 5
or 3
in a category if it's a red herring.
I agree, but also I think the Saturday puzzles are generally the hardest ones.
I would disagree.
Well,
that was pretty damn easy.
I think maybe what I should say is they like make them more tricky.
Oh, well.
Your good old fairy mythical.
Here we are again.
You gotta
put Mega Evolved Fairy. And then Baby Fairy Clef. Yes.
Going for the safe pick.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of. I think maybe it's Cleffa. Maybe Smoochum.
You've been over Smoochum, sweetie.
It's like Psychic Ice. Yeah. Togepi. I think has normal typing. What other babies are there? I don't know. I'll find out at the end.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
A baby psychic. Oh, hey. Speaking of which, there's probably only like 1 or 2.
I was shocked when the baby I picked was like the least.
A mythical psychic crest. Wait. Before I do that, Mega Evolved. Okay. You're right. Celebi.
Your old pal.
Fucking Celebi. Psychic Mega Evolved. Oh, I'm glad I didn't use this one. Gardevoir. Because no other Psychic Mega Evolutions are coming to mind. Apparently there's a few of them though.
Yeah.
A baby fighting type, that would be Tyrogue. There's probably only like one or two.
There's one other. And I was like, this is the only one I can think of.
Fighting mythical, my go-to, Marshadow. Really? Is there not a lot of mythical fightings, or does just everybody like remember Marshadow?
So there's 3. There's Marshadow, there's fighting type Meloetta, and there's 2 forms of Keldeo.
The only reason I always remember Marshadow and why is my go-to is in my 3DS case. I still have the redemption code for Marshadow in the bottom of it. I don't know why. I don't know if I ever redeemed it. I just know I've kept it in there. I may have redeemed it. I may have not, but it's in there. It's in there.
I remember Marshadow just because like they made a whole like big deal about it with like the Z moves and stuff. It had its own like
Riolu is the other fighting.
Riolu's the other. I could only think of Riolu. I forgot Tyrogue, and I was like, how is Riolu the lowest one?
I have an easy one for this, but I'm not gonna go for it because if Riolu is the other baby fighting, a lot of people are probably gonna pick Mega Lucario. Let's go. Let's take a look here. Why not?
I thought of why not.
I keep forgetting that fucking Chingling is a baby.
Yeah. And then Mime Jr. was my pick for Fairy Baby.
Fairy Baby. Oh yeah, Azurill gets its fairy typing.
Azurill is fairy normal. It's not water type, which is crazy.
Oh, Togepi does have fairy typing.
Togepi is fairy normal.
Mega Lopunny.
Mega Lopunny's the one I picked.
What did I pick? Mega Blaziken. Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people
0.4% more popular.
A lot of people picked Lucario, like you said. Mega Mewtwo X is an interesting one. And then Gallade was very unpopular. I always forget Gallade.
Not unpopular, he's still 10%. Okay. And then I have a theory that the reason spell check always messes up is because I keep it open and then I like reset it. So I'm just going to close it from now on and see if it will work properly going forward. Uh-oh. Okay, no, we're fine.
Gumption, a noun meaning enterprise, initiative. The word's origin is not known. Gumption, a noun meaning enterprise, initiative. The word's origin is not known. Gumption, a noun meaning enterprise.
Okay.
Shelter, a noun meaning something that covers or affords protection.
But with
the word's etymology is unclear as it.
Shelter has 2 L's.
Althorn, a noun meaning an alto sax horn. The word is from German, combining alt meaning old and horn meaning horn. Althorn, a noun meaning an alto sax horn. The word is from German, combining spindle. A noun meaning a round stick with tapered ends used to form and twist the yarn.
Instead of the A.
Social. A adjective meaning involving allies or confederates.
Easy today. How about the mediums?
Artesian. A noun meaning a well in which water is under pressure, especially one in which the water flows to the surface naturally. Artesian is derived from the Old French artésien, meaning of artois. Artesian. A noun meaning a well in which water is under pressure, especially one in which the water flows to the surface naturally. Artesian is derived from the old.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's I bet you there's a freaking E at the end of that.
Yeah.
Just for funsies. That's just how the French roll.
It's clearly just like a different word than what the word I thought she was trying to get across was.
Clearance. A noun meaning an act or process of clearing, such as.
Because the thing you submitted is a word.
Yeah.
Macrobiotics. An adjective meaning of, relating to, or being a diet based on the Chinese cosmological principles of yin and yang that consists of whole cereals and grains, supplemented especially with beans and vegetables, and that, in its especially former, more restrictive forms, has been linked to nutritional deficiencies. Macrobiotic comes from Greek and German, meaning the art of prolonging life. Macrobiotics. An adjective meaning of relating to or being a diet based on the Chinese cosmological principles of yin and yang that consists of whole cereals and grains, supplemented especially with beans and vegetables, and that, in its especially former, more restrictive forms, has been linked to nutritional deficiencies. Macrobiotic comes from Greek and German, meaning the art of prolonging life.
And
Macrobiotics.
And the Chinese
An adjective meaning of relating to or being a diet based on the Chinese cosmological principles of yin and yang that consists of whole cereals and grains, supplemented especially with beans and vegetables,
just what I've
and that, in its especially former, more restrictive forms, has been linked to nutritional deficiencies.
The beliefs of some of the things in it, it seems very unhealthy.
Yeah.
It seems very unhealthy to like word for word believe the teachings. I think there's a lot of like cool stuff about like inner peace and like, you know, seeking enlightenment and stuff. But some of the things they believe in terms of like nutrition and like health are like buck wild.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, a fine thing to believe in terms of like your mental and emotional health, but when it comes to like your physical body,
just see a doctor, please. Yeah. See a doctor. I think it's this.
Pearlescent. An adjective meaning having a pearly luster.
I might get this one
pearlescent. An adjective meaning having a pearly luster. 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 Pearlescent. An adjective.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
When you
corridor.
Take it out, I was
a noun meaning a passageway, as in a hotel or office building, into which compartments or rooms open.
Like,
corridor derives from Italian and Latin, referring to a running passageway around forts. Corridor. A noun meaning a passageway, as in a hotel or office building, into which...
Too easy. You know, they said forts, you know?
And the first one didn't count because you spelled a word.
I did spell a word.
And what she was defining seemed like it could be.
I don't really know what was going on the first one.
Diluent. A noun meaning a diluting agent, such as the vehicle in a medicinal preparation. Diluent comes from Latin diluent, diluens, the present participle of...
Let's go!
Yeah.
Her saying to like dilute something is like, oh, okay, this is an easy word.
But you didn't add 2 L's erroneously or anything.
I kind of understand that it's easy for me to tell if there's like a double letter thing, if the 2 words that are being compounded together end and begin with those letters, or if like it's 2 words mashed together and both letters contain towards the end or towards the beginning those letters. Oftentimes that's when you end up with like double T's and stuff. But I don't always trust that because sometimes they're just like, nah.
Yeah, I don't really like, I wouldn't be able to like verbalize the rules. I go 100% on vibes, whether something has a double letter. I know it has to do with like vowels and stuff. I also like, there's in Japanese, sometimes you'd like change the pronunciation of a letter, like cow face sometimes is gao in like
Gao.
when it's combined with things. And like when you use a K and when you use a G is in my mind like 100% vibes based. There are rules, but for me it's like how easy is it to say that K sound after the sound that comes before it, and that's the vibe. And the rule is essentially like certain types of syllables change it, but
it's just a vibe based language, you know?
Yeah, it's a vibe based language. Like a cow, it doesn't make sense. It like trying to go from the A to the cow, it's awkward. So it's a gal.
A gal,
which means smile.
Smile.
Cordial. An adjective meaning showing or marked by warm and often hearty friendliness,
I know this word.
favor, or
I've
approval.
said this word.
Politely
Do I know
pleasant
how to
and
spell
friendly.
This word? Cordial.
Cordial comes from
It's glitching. I got it right though.
Yeah.
All good.
derrick, a noun meaning a hoisting apparatus employing a tackle rigged at the end of a beam. Derrick comes from 17th century.
Derek?
She said Derek.
Well, it's not that.
It's probably like a DERRICK.
Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes.
How many times have you picked up this item in Isaac?
A noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers or toes. Polydactyly, a noun meaning the condition of having more than the normal number of fingers.
You had it right the first time.
With the two Y's?
It's the YLY.
I was just like, it couldn't possibly be this. This is like insane spelling. There's no way.
It's insane spelling, but the YLY.
Humboldt, a biographical name meaning Friedrich Wilhelm Karl Heinrich, Alexander von 1769.
So it's just a famous dude's last name, Humboldt.
Humboldt. No. Okay. Can I see the results? I'd like to know how some of these weird words were spelled. No, it's busted. It's busted. It didn't. Well, when it's spinning, it's busted. Yeah. If it works, it loads immediately. So maybe my theory on how to get spell check to always work was wrong. I guess spell check's just gone. I like learning how to spell. It helps with the other puzzles, but it's done.
At least like Google polydactyly. I want to make sure I was right.
Immediately.
Yeah, polydactyly.
Also known as hyperdactyly.
Huh.
I am against reading the first AI result, so I am going to scroll past that. Polydactyly is the medical term for having extra fingers or toes. Digits. You might also see it referred to as hyperdactyly. It's one of the most common birth defects that affects babies' hands and feet.
If it's so common, do you think like
doctors
just cut them off immediately?
Yeah, they just cut them off.
Yeah.
Usually, it's so common that a lot of doctors will cut them off without even asking.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is that do they cut it off without even asking?
I know. I don't know what like medical practice is in relation to it, but like if you take care of it when they are first born, you can remove it. It will cause, as far as I understand, no issues with the baby. But if you let it develop even for a little bit and then decide to get rid of it, it can cause trouble.
Yeah. Because, like, you probably develop, like, nerves and systems.
Yeah,
that go
nerves.
into the extra thing.
Bones start growing there properly. Whereas if you just snip it then and there, it's just the end of it.
Kind of like cleft palate.
Yeah. I think, like, if you're looking at these little things here, typically the pinky's the easiest one for them to remove. But, like, thumbs and pointer fingers, I think if you do see them, those are usually the ones you're going to see.
Because
Thumbs might be easiest to remove, but the pointer finger one is, it's kind of like right in the middle.
Yeah. The guy who fixed my computer in San Francisco had polydactyly.
Oh.
He had an extra little thumb nubbin.
Thumb nubbin.
I'm surprised you didn't notice or remember.
He was just an NPC, so.
Okay.
He was the computer fixing NPC. I don't remember him.
Okay. I mean, we went in there like several times.
Well, that's just because I don't remember him because all I remember is lugging your computer on foot.
With the wagon.
Like even with the wagon, that thing was freaking heavy. And I did that for like 6-8 blocks.
Yeah.
There and back every single time. And it took forever. And then when we thought it was fixed the first time, it wasn't. So I had to take it back again.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying, like, if we ever need to replace your computer, I am getting a different tower for that thing.
I am totally fine with
Heck,
that.
if it breaks again, I might just get a different tower for it, put the current parts in it, and see if that just fixes the issue.
Yeah.
Because, like, I appreciate our friend who helped us build that one, but, like, the tower for that thing is ridiculously huge.
He wanted me to have extra room so
you can like upgrade something.
So I could upgrade or make it easier to work in, but it's just so empty in there.
Yeah, it's so empty. There was nothing supporting the graphics card, which was putting a lot of pressure on the motherboard. The last guy I went to get it fixed when we moved here, he was super excited when I gave him the parts to fix your computer.
Yeah.
Because he was like, whoa, these are such nice parts. And I was like, oh, are they? I was just told to buy them. Because this was before I like was researching how to build a computer and then built my own computer. I just knew like general stuff about it. Yeah. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll use the good thermal paste for this CPU. And I was like, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. But he was smart, and he identified that, like I had identified, oh, the graphics card is putting pressure on the motherboard, and he, like, rigged up a thing inside to properly hold the graphics card up. Like, if you look in there, he's got, like, a little zip tie thingy set up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I, like, wanted to do something like that, but I didn't feel comfortable fucking around inside, so I appreciate that he did that.
Yeah.
Because this was before I knew what parts in a computer could like actually be damaged. Now I know that like it's a lot safer to be fucking around in a computer than I thought.
Yeah.
Like after researching it, building my own and all that stuff, there's only like a couple parts that are like, if you like fuck this or like shock it, you got to get a new one.
Yeah, like if my computer breaks again, have you been happy with this case so far?
Oh, love this case. Other than getting the power bank into it, like this case has been great. Doesn't really get all that dusty because it's got good airflow. If it does get dusty, it's usually just on like the vent screens that are on this, and it comes with those vent screens. I didn't have to like add those. The only thing that I didn't like about this case is that it only came with 3 fans, but there's slots for 3 fans in the front and a slot for a fan in the back, input output.
Yeah.
And it was always weird to me that they wouldn't have provided 4. Yeah. Just because the front just looks weird if you only have 2 vents in it.
But you can't just not put the back fan.
Yeah, you have to have the back fan. There's also spots for a top fan, which I haven't needed, so I haven't bought additional fans for that. Also, I don't need extra sound. Yeah. I also had to buy a fan adapter But I don't think that was because of the case. That was because of the motherboard I bought.
Okay.
Like, overall, my computer build in general, I'm pretty, like, happy with. Mm-hmm. If I were to do it again, there's definitely some things I'd do different. I would have probably just paid a little bit extra for a better graphics card. Okay. I also would have paid just a bit extra for better RAM. But, like, it's fine. It gets the job done. I don't play, like, super graphically intense games.
Yeah, the most intense games you play are, like, Elden Ring and Honkai.
I honestly think Fortnite... Fortnite and Elden Ring are probably the most graphically intense. And I don't think it's because graphically either of them is particularly, like, good graphics wise. I think it's just that both of those games aren't very optimized. Like Elden Ring in particular, like when it rains or it gets really windy or something, I think something about the way they render those particle effects causes like a lot of memory use or something. Gotcha. And I think Fortnite it can just be like really weird with like lighting and stuff. I feel like Fortnite is kind of like a golden turd in terms of like graphics, where like it looks good, but like you can tell there's something a little scuffed about Fortnite's graphics.
But in the end, like if my computer needs changes, we'd probably switch to the same tower you have.
Yeah, I definitely switch to the same tower I have. I like this tower. If I need to get into it, it's very easy. Oh, that's the one thing I don't like about the case. It came with a glass side, which I think for most gamers, they'd be like, "Oh, sick! I can put my waifu figures in there,
like to see their guts,
and I can look at it." But
they're like RGB graphics cards.
The guts of my computer is facing away from me, so I don't even get to see into the computer. I don't use RGB because I think it's like stupid, distracting, and also like I would prefer it to just be darker. Yeah. And the glass is heavy. So whenever I need to get in there, like it's kind of a pain to get in there because the glass side is the one that's the most convenient to pop off. Yeah. Because that's the one that has best access to all the inside bits. So I always have to like remove that one and then have like this big heavy chunk of glass just like propped up against something while I'm fiddling around inside.
That's a minor inconvenience.
Yeah. I don't have to get in there that often, but it's just it's a minor inconvenience. But like the small one I had before, I definitely saw that one as like if I ever upgrade my computer, I have to make a new computer. Yeah. Because while the PC my friend built me was really cool, he designed it to be portable. So it was kind of like a mini motherboard, mini graphics card, mini case, and it had like a handle on top so I could carry it around. Yeah. And that was like cool and all. Like it made it really convenient for when I was flying back home with the computer that they physically handed off to me. Yeah. But as far as like upgrading goes, like
finding a part that
no parts were like small enough to fit in there. I think the only normal sized part that would fit in there is like CPUs. But even the RAM that I had to use was like an older, like smaller version of like what RAM I think is typically standard nowadays. Because like when I built this computer, I was like, oh, I'll recycle the RAM, and then I found out like, oh, I can't. Yeah. Because the RAM is like either it was just so outdated that times have moved on, or they were just too small. But like the prongs and stuff were like just way too tiny.
Like a mini stick with like the same number of prongs just jammed together.
But this guy, if I ever want to upgrade it, it's just a simple matter of like popping out the RAM, putting a new one, or upgrading the graphics card. Yeah. I feel pretty good about the motherboard and the CPU, but my graphics card's like just okay. It's just okay.
There have been times when I've thought like If you were to die unexpectedly, would I keep using my computer or would I take over yours?
Yeah.
Because, like, there's pros and cons. Like, mine, some of the parts are older, some of the parts are, like, newer-ish or, like, just better versions than the ones that you
I think your computer tech-wise is really good.
Yeah. But it's also...
It's probably better than mine tech-wise.
Yeah. It's also obnoxious.
I think that's just because your fans are a little loud. But that's not necessarily like a tech problem. That's more of just like the location of it. Like if we were I'm not saying I want to do this, but if we were to like take your computer's guts and put them into the same case that I have, I think yours hands down would perform better. I don't know if I could fit your graphics card in this case though. I think if I may be misremembering, but I feel like your graphics card was like
just a chonker.
Was a chonker, yeah. But I think the motherboard and all the other stuff are the right size. Yeah. I also got overzealous with the fan in mine. So it's like this big bulky thing. So like it's really good temperature wise, but it does make it hard to kind of like move things around in there.
Yeah. Like mine does get a little hot. So maybe just like the fans are
Well, I think it gets a little hot because of the positioning. Like I think the biggest upgrade we could do to your setup is to
get me a real desk.
Yeah, just get you an actual desk. It's just you never really go in there, so it's not like super high priority. I would imagine that if like you ever wanted like a better desk for your actual office, we could just move that one to the other room and then you could do like a PC setup there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like it's just more comfy to lay on the couch and play on my Steam Deck. So
yeah, the Steam Deck like made honestly, I feel like the Steam Deck kind of makes computers close to irrelevant, as at least as far as like gaming.
Yeah.
Cause like I've been a huge proponent of like Nintendo is the peak of what graphics need to be. Like, we don't need realistic shooty games. We don't need realistic gore. All we need is like a well-designed character and like, you know, some good feeling controls. And like, that's what makes a good game. And I feel like Nintendo's always understood that. They always prioritize the way their game feels over how like graphically good their games look. Pokemon excluded. Sometimes Pokemon makes awful choices control wise. But I think like the Steam Deck can handle those kinds of graphics effortlessly. Yeah. Like most indie games I've played on the Steam Deck like work great. Even a lot of like the more like graphics games still work really well. Like I'm able to play Elden Ring on my Steam Deck.
I was about to say Elden Ring I think might be like the most played game on Steam Deck.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring might actually run better on my Steam Deck than my computer just because of all the software bullshit.
Yeah.
That is on the computer that interferes with like for example, I have a problem where Discord doesn't interface with certain games very well because of their dumb like overlay thing that even though I've turned it off, it still causes trouble. But on the Steam Deck, it's just like, oh, it's just Steam.
Yeah.
It's just Steam and like the anti-cheat software that you have to install.
Yeah. Well, I think anti-cheat is one of the things that Steam Deck kind of struggles with. Like some of them work with Steam Deck, but
Elden Ring uses easy anti-cheat, which is one of the most common ones. But honestly, anti-cheat is the biggest issue with most games.
Yeah.
Just because like I get I get the idea in like a game like Elden Ring where it's like, oh, we want PvP to be fair. But at the same time, back in the day, like Dark Souls 1, you could cheat if you wanted to. People would get like a little hee hee ha ha laugh out of it. Every once in a while, it would make one person like mildly frustrated. But it never deterred anybody from playing the game because it happened so seldomly that like people were just like it was almost indistinguishable between them cheating and them just kicking your ass. Like if you got invaded, people just assumed they were gonna die.
Yeah, like I understand anti-cheat on like an esport game.
Yeah, like a Valorant or a Call of Duty or
a League
Fortnite. Like I understand anti-cheat for those, but for mostly single player games, you do not need anti-cheat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
If anything, like I think a game is improved by having the ability to cheat in a single player environment, simply because it allows people to like, break the maps, like do things they wouldn't normally be able to do. Like it's having your own fun. I think what they should have done instead is just probably put something in the game that detects if you're using like a mod or an external software, and it goes like, oh, you're using external software, you can't participate in multiplayer.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Then again, that would probably tick off some people now because the whole seamless co-op thing is pretty big right now.
Yeah.
But that's an issue with Elden Ring where they should have just made it work that way in the first place. Because everything you need to do that in Elden Ring is already in Elden Ring. There's just like a few lines of text in the mod that let those pieces of the game like properly function together.
Heck, I mean, maybe I don't know if there's a way to make it so you can like block people out of PvP multiplayer, but not like co-op multiplayer.
Maybe. I don't know. But
just make your game work.
Enough yapping. I'm gonna go. Have a good one.